to StarTalks, powered by Advotalks. Today, we have with us our esteemed guest, Advocate Shubham Mishra, who is based at UK. Advocate Shubham Mishra graduated in law from Jindal Group of Law School in India. Shubham pursued his post-graduation from King's College, London. He also did a certificate program in law from Howard University, Boston. He has immense knowledge in the Supreme Court practices and procedures like writ petitions, public interest litigations, special petitions, and appeals. He's a very active public speaker and has been an author in Oxford University Press and a young member of Singapore Arbitration Center. While he is now engaged as an apprentice at Leigh, based at London, he has been working in various capacities like editor, managing editor, journal assistant, and researcher with multiple firms. Today, he has joined with us in StarTalks to express his opinions on legal career aspects in UK for international students, the challenges and the opportunities. With that, I warmly welcome Mr. Shubham Prakash Mishra to our talk show, StarTalks, on behalf of Advotalks. So welcome to our show, Mr. Shubham Mishra.
I'm pretty much overwhelmed with the introduction, and thank you so much for inviting me as a special guest speaker. I would be, quote, happy to help out with the understanding that you're looking for around the legal career aspects in UK, in London, and various other places to all the international students out there. I'm really looking forward to the talk.
Thank you, Shubham. Shubham, you had a great journey, starting from India to Harvard, then to UK. So can you tell us how you got interested to pursue your post-graduation at UK? And what is your current role at Leigh?
So my interest started when I was doing my undergraduation BLLB from Jindal Global Law School. They have a lot of international collaborations, and as a part, I got to go to the Harvard Summer School program. And we have a very good alumni base that is based in various countries from the US, Australia, Canada. So it was a holistic environment that led me to think of a career abroad, and obviously for better opportunities and everything. And the professors, the curriculum also enabled me to go and pursue a career abroad. And I came here and I did my master's, and Jindal was really of great help. The curriculum was very similar to what we have been taught in India, in the UK as well. And then I started my internship at Leigh, and now I am an apprentice. So the work culture is amazing at Leigh. That is one thing that really drives me to work for them. The people are very nice, friendly, and the work is very engaging as well. It's very, it's not actually very tedious that you expect in a lot of law firms. It's very, the people are very friendly, and the work culture is amazing. So it's always nice to work there.
Very interesting to know about your journey, Shubham. Now let's understand what is the application process, what is the entrance exam, etc. So can you let us know about the various problems the students may face during the application process?
So there are actually, it's the biggest problem, I would say, is the length of the entire process, because you have to start as early as a year before the actual intake. So if you are looking for a September 2024 intake, 2025 intake, you have to start 10 to 12 months in advance. And it requires a lot of patience in that sense, that you have to keep going with the college, with so many colleges out there, figuring out what colleges you really want to go in. Obviously, there's a lot of database online available, which you can look up on different colleges, different courses. But the real challenge here is honestly the length of the entire process. and then obviously obtaining references from your professors and so on. But I want to clarify this thing that you don't really have exams, entrance exams for getting in. You more have a statement of purpose, a couple of references from your professors or previous employees, and that's about it. And that you have to be very precise with. So the biggest challenge is honestly figuring out things and then giving 10 months of application process and then finding out the result at the end.
Okay, so should the student start this application process when they are in the last year of the graduation or even before that?
No. Last year graduation is fine. So if you started your fifth year, say in August, September, you should start a couple of months after that. But obviously, as a law student, you should have certain things in mind that if you want to study in a top university abroad, then from the first, second, third year onwards, you have to do certain things. You have to be part of moot court societies. You have to be part of journal editors. You have to be journal editors. You have to be engaged in various other activities apart from your excellent academics, obviously. So you have to prepare your mind in that way as well, from much more advanced, I would say.
Right. So often we keep looking and hear about various consultancies coming up with their work on helping the immigration of international students, be it to UK, US, Australia, Canada, etc. So, Shubham, do you think engaging one such consultant is necessary or helpful for a student to get into a post-graduation program in UK for legal studies?
I would say it's not exactly very necessary to get in touch with a consultancy that can put you to a certain city or a certain college abroad. There's a lot of misconception about that as well in the market, especially for the UK. The application process, the Tier 4 visa, student visa, is pretty simple to get. You have to apply, say, a month and a half or 2 months in advance. So if you're starting your course in September, you'll have to apply by July 1st or the second week. And you get your visa pretty quickly. In my time, I got it in 20 days. And now people are getting it in as quick as, like, say, a week or 10 days. And the process is pretty elaborative and simple. But there are certain things that you can take help of consultancies. So they can help you with, say, accommodations. They can help you navigate, say, currency exchange and little things. But I wouldn't say there's anything that is out there that you can't do on your own, because you are a young lawyer and you know how things work out there. So with little bit of Google search here and there, and talking to people who are already in the country, you can get a good idea of things. And unlike US, it is the visa process is much simpler and easier to obtain, I feel.
Right. So, while we know that a study in UK is quite costly in comparison to US, so are there any scholarships for the Indian students in the legal education, like Oxford Scholarship, Commonwealth Scholarship, etc.? So, are there any other kind of scholarship for the legal studies?
So yes, that is a very important and pertinent question, because that is where a lot of people uh, come and get stuck actually. A lot of students, because the education is really expensive, and pound being a much more stronger currency than US dollars, for that example. So it's very important that you have a certain idea of what scholarships are out there, which fund your studies and your stay. So that basically, I'll elaborate this part a little. There are two types of scholarships. One which provide everything to you, from your tuition fees to your living expenses, your accommodation, and pretty much your visa, flights, everything. And there are other partial scholarships which provide certain amount towards your tuition fees or towards your living expenses. But if you're someone who is not very financially strong, then go for the fully funded scholarships. And there are plenty of scholarships for Indians, especially. Um, um, for example, as you mentioned, there's the Commonwealth Scholarship. There's the Felix Scholarship, specially designed for the lawyers of a couple of universities. And then there's a Chevening Scholarship, all these scholarships not only take care of your the big tuition fees, but also take care of your living expenses, the flights and accommodation, which counts up a lot. Trust me, it's an expensive country to live in, and if you are someone who is not very financially strong, very financially sound, you should focus on these scholarships even before you apply for your applications, the college applications, because scholarships have some scholarships like Chevening and Commonwealth have earlier deadlines even before the college applications start. So be very mindful of that. And obviously, all the universities here have certain scholarships, which university-wide scholarships. So basically, like King's College had a scholarship which is only given to people who are doing postgraduate in law. You have Oxford scholarships, which are given to only Oxford people. Then Cambridge scholarship given to Cambridge students. But that depends on you getting in the college first and then securing the scholarships. So I'll sum up that there are two kinds of scholarships. One which you get regardless of your college, fully funded. And the second ones you get from the college, maybe partially funded, maybe fully funded, depends on it.
Okay, thank you. That's quite insightful to know about the scholarships. And I hope it would be very useful to those looking for a scholarship program to support their studies in UK. Now, I would like to know that what's about the career opportunities for those aspirants who are looking for legal career in UK? And if they want to do some internship or some kind of job during their master's program, so can they engage with any firm during their master's program? And what's about their career path after the completion of the master's program?
Yes, very important question again, because after scholarships, after your course, you look forward to redeeming your degree basically, where
Right.
you want to work and how do you want to redeem the knowledge that you have already acquired in the country. So for that, it's very important to know that the markets have really changed after the COVID lockdowns and after the entire pandemic, especially in the UK after Brexit and after COVID and the cost of living crisis, the all those things have piled up and made the job market very difficult to penetrate. Especially if you are an international student, if you don't have a British passport or a European passport for that matter, because the employers would know that you would need sponsorship if you want to work with them for a long time, and not a lot of people are very keen to give out sponsorships because it's very costly, and they would rather prefer someone who is, say, a domestic student. So in that sense, the market is difficult, yes, but there are ample opportunities. And so all the colleges, regardless of where you are in the UK, say from London to Edinburgh, whatever college you are part of, they have a career cell. I'll advise to the students who are coming here to be in touch with them, because they do have a lot of collaborations with a lot of industries out there, and a lot of companies out there, which at least can provide you with an internship or so. The UK market is different in the legal sense because they have a very robust and a dynamic vacation scheme. So a summer vacation scheme, winter vacation schemes. So if you get one of those vacation schemes, you can convert it into a traineeship contract later on, which in India you unfortunately don't have, which I feel is a very good path to become a lawyer, because in the 2 or 3 week of vacation schemes, you it's a rigorous process to get in, obviously, but if you get in, you can do very well with your vacation schemes and then turn it into a pretty decently paying job. Apart from that, you talk about internships. Internships not so much in the UK because there's not an internship culture in law as per se. You can go to individual. Like I did. I'd approach Leigh personally and ask them for an internship, and they were like, "Okay, why not?" So, but there's not a robust mechanism for internships because they are replaced by vacation schemes here. Yeah. So, in midterm, because the master's course is 10 to 11 months long, you might not find a lot of chance to do internships in that time. But after your course ends, you are free to do internships or jobs or whatever you find your hands on in the market. Yes.
Okay. And would you like to throw light on the aspect of immigration laws and various provisions that UK government extends. And are there any supportive programs for the international students and especially students coming from India?
So yeah, UK in that sense is a quite open country. Although it's expensive, the immigration cost and IHS and everything is expensive, but it's an open country. It welcomes you with open arms, especially South Asians, Indian, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis. You would find more Indian students, but the percentage of Indian students, Pakistani students, more in the UK compared to anywhere else in the legal market in, say, USA or Australia. Um, Supportive immigration laws, I would say no, because it's uniform for everyone outside of the European continent or the British Isles. But it is a fairly simple and uncomplicated when you compare it to the counterparts of the US. You don't have to go to an embassy. You don't have to go and arrange interviews and go to consultancies here and there. But what I would say here, it's expensive in that sense. You have to pay several thousand pounds to get year and a half of student visa, and then you have to extend your student visa with post study work visa, which is also very expensive, which is going to be more expensive in the coming years. So that cost adds up a lot, but the entire visa process, I've also told earlier, it's fairly easy, but the costs really add up. And in my knowledge, there is no supportive special measures for students. Apart from that, your visa can be granted quickly if you are in a dire need. That's it.
Okay. So there is one last question, Mr. Shubham Mishra. Based on your experience, how welcoming are the people in UK, especially when it comes to Indians studying or doing a job in UK?
That is actually a very good question, because apart from academics, you have daily life here, and you have to interact with people here and there, from simple things like picking up your grocery, to talking to your professors, to you talking to your employees and finding part-time here and there. I would say that UK has a large number of Indian crowd, not in just terms of students, but also a lot of Indians who have settled here. And you have the UK Prime Minister who was an immigrant once. So I would say people are welcoming in that sense that London, especially, is a cosmopolitan place. You'll you'll find less British people in London than people from outside. So London only houses 30 to 40 original British people, and the rest 60 percentage number of people are from different countries, from all over the world. Um, there are certain challenges. I would not lie. There are certain challenges to be an Indian or a South Asian in that sense. There have been instances of racial profiling, and I
Oh,
will be very honest with that. Yes, but at the same time, things are improving, things are changing. It's not that we're not living in the 60s or the 70s. We're living in the 21st century, so people are well aware about their rights. People talk about things, so that is a good thing there. And one last thing, because your passport plays a big role in your stay here. So if you have an Indian passport, at a slight disadvantage. Not Indian passport, any non-European passport for that matter. You're at a slight disadvantage when it comes to getting hired for a job. You may be qualified well, because I've got rejections saying that we have to maybe fund your visa costs later on, and that puts you in a backseat actually. Compared to when you compare it to your American or European counterparts, they do not have to get uh, sponsorship. They now have to look out for sponsorships and so on. So that is a disadvantage. But as far as is concerned, people are actually neutral about anyone coming at this point, because there's such diverse crowd, especially in London. You'll make friends with so many people, so many countries that you haven't even heard about, and you'll come and see people here from those countries. So yeah, overall, it's a welcoming in that sense. It's a welcoming experience.
okay. So that brings us to the end of this insightful conversation. Mr. Shubham Mishra, thanks for helping us and our audience understand the various aspects of the career opportunities and challenges involved. We look forward to connecting with you soon on a different topic for the benefit of our audience. We appreciate your time and thanks a lot again. Mr. Shubham, do you want to say something?
Yes, I'm quite touched with the entire conversation. It is quite positive discussion, and I hope I was able to address your queries and concerns that you raised on different aspects. And I spoke from my experiences. I can be wrong, but I'm already obviously able to. I think I'm able to help with this little talk, and I'm very happy for that. And thank you, Advotalks, for calling me out on this talk, and I'm very happy for the entire conversation. Thank you so much, Himani ma'am, as well.
Yeah. So that's about the today's episode with Mr. Shubham Mishra, which brings a lot of insights and the legal career aspects in UK for international students. We hope this conversation was enlightening. For more updates and information on legal concepts, please visit our website www.advotalks.com. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Advotalks. Namaskar.